Pedro, you might need to provide permission. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's done. Great. So yeah, again, welcome everyone, and thanks for joining for this training of trainers on case sharing and referrals between government and non-governmental agencies. So as you know, the aim of this training is to partly give you a practical overview on the process of case sharing and referral between the Primero and the OSCaR systems, but also to help you get some practice and get comfortable with in turn training others on using these systems and leading a couple of trainings on your side. So just to kick off, I would like to do a very quick round of introductions. So I would just like to ask everyone to just check in, just tell your name, which organizations you are working with, and what is your role. So anyone who would like to start, please go ahead.
Rita, maybe it's easier if you nominate people for their turns. Yeah.
Okay, let me go through the list.
Haneth, can you start for us? Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Haneth. I'm working for Child Protection UNICEF. I'm with my colleague here, Minh Lan.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Minh Lan, Child Protection Officer, UNICEF.
Good afternoon. I'm Sophia Pope from UNICEF, also Child Protection Officer.
Thank you. That's all from UNICEF Cambodia.
From government side, hi everyone. My name is Dina. I am working for Child Welfare Department of MoSVY. Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia from Indochina Staffy Foundation. I'm a research and community development manager.
Hi everyone, this is Chantra. My name is Chantra Sok. I'm from Rotana, and I am the Research Evaluation Communication Manager.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mr. Som from This Life. I'm joining from Siem Reap. Nice to see you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am William from This Life Cambodia, Siem Reap. And I am a social work technical advisor. Nice to see you on Zoom. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Greg Workington with Ratanak International, and I'm the program advisor.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tini from MoSVY Cambodia. I am Pink Country Director. Yes, nice to see you.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Pisat. I'm from Cambodian Organization for Living and Temporary Care. I'm the shelter manager. Nice to meet you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sampot. I'm from Mother's Heart. I'm the service director. Nice to see you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Retsmay. I'm from Whole International, and I am a team leader for foster care and domestic adoption. It's nice to see you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sakda. I am from Cambodian Children Trust at Battambang. I'm a senior social worker. Nice to see you all.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome again. It's great to have you all here. So now that
sorry, Rita, I don't think we have finished.
We haven't finished. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We still have some people haven't introduced.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes, this is Ross from Lokapang, Senoville. Nice to be meeting you guys.
Good afternoon. This is Fiona I'm the program manager at Free to Shine in Siem Reap, but I'm currently in Australia.
Okay, so my name is All from Children and Family. So I am the OSCaR program manager, and also some of my colleagues also attending. So can you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello, I am Sokli from Children in Family. I am OSCaR Technical Liaison and Trainer. Okay, thanks for joining today.
Hi everyone, I'm Chandria from Children Family OSCaR program. I serve as a social work and technology integration specialist. Yes, nice to meet you all.
Hi all, I'm Virat from Children in Family. I'm a OSCaR regional officer. Nice to meet you all.
Hello everyone, I'm Wana. I'm a OSCaR coordinator from Children in Family.
Hi everyone, I'm Pali, OSCaR regional specialist from Battambang.
So, hello, good afternoon. I'm Siddharth. I'm from Children Family. I am OSCaR officer.
Hello everyone, I'm Darlene, OSCaR Regional Specialist from Siem Reap. Nice to see you all. Thanks.
Okay, so I think we have. I think is it anyone haven't introduced?
Si Date hay Sri, chuyện em because si Date hay Sri.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Side from Child Welfare Department. I am a Chief of Child Protection Bureau. Nice to see you all.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Sari. I'm from MoSVY Gondar province. I'm a social worker.
Great. Do we still have anyone else? Okay. If not, then
I think that's all.
I think that's all. Okay. Okay, great. Thanks so much, everyone. So now, just to make sure that everyone is set up, please go ahead and try to log in to your systems, either on Primero or the OSCaR side. And if you manage to log in, I think everyone has received a password. So you should be able to log in with your email and your password. If you manage to log in, please let us know in the chat. That just give us a thumbs up, or just let us know that you logged in successfully. If not, please then also just share your email address in the chat so that we can sort out your login for the next session. So let me just give a few minutes for that, and please let us know in the chat if you're in or not. So yes, indeed, for OSCaR team, please use the demo site. And also on the Primero the training site.
Hi everyone, in the chat I just posted the login links for both the Primero staging site as well as the OSCaR demo site. You might have received an email this morning with instructions for logging into OSCaR and Primero. If you don't have those instructions or if you're not sure how to log in, please leave your email in the chat and follow along the training today, and then for tomorrow we will make sure that you have login access. Thank you. And if you have successfully logged in, can you please let us know in the chat? You can just type in yes or success. Again, for the login credential, please check your email inbox. You may have received an email with new login instructions for the OSCaR system. If you did not, please leave me your email address and I'll make sure that we set up your login credentials for tomorrow's session. Thank you.
So for OSCaR, if you haven't received an email with login instructions, then please share your email address here in the chat box. And we will make sure that you can log in tomorrow.
And I see lots of chats from the OSCaR team, so we'll work on those login credentials for tomorrow. On the Primero side, is everyone logged in? All right, Rita, maybe we can wait 30 more seconds or so, but then get started.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Alexa, let me just ask everyone, is it okay to keep going only in English, or would you like to have some translation? Panette, can you maybe ask in Khmer if it's okay for everyone?
Pedro, I suggest that we do not translate one by one, but if anyone not understand English quite well, they can raise question and we can add, because it would take a lot of time, you know, to translate line by line, and especially the ministry people also they all Miss Tina and Sidet, they all speak English, so it should be okay.
Okay, so can you just say that in Khmer so that everyone knows that they can ask questions in Khmer if they have any doubts?
ជំរាបសួរលោកស្រីខាង OSCaR បើសិនជាមានចម្ងល់ដូចថាគាត់និយាយភាសាអង់គ្លេសទៅយើងតាមគាត់អត់ទាន់ឬក៏អត់ច្បាស់អីអាចថាលើកជាសំណួរសួរមកខាងខ្ញុំអាចជួយសម្របសម្រួលអាចបកប្រែឬក៏បន្ថែមដើម្បីយើងច្បាស់ទាំងអស់គ្នាចាអរគុណចាអរគុណបង
Thank you very much. So Alex, I think we are ready to start.
Okay, great. Well, over to you, Rita. So to start, everyone, we're going to provide an overview of the solution.
Yeah, thanks, Alexa. So I will walk you all through an overview on how case sharing works, and then you will have a chance to ask any questions, and then I will let you practice a little bit on your sides, and then again leave the floor for any other feedback or questions. So let's look at how automated case sharing and referral works between the two systems, between Primero and OSCaR. First of all, let's look at how we can send a government referral from the Primero system to an NGO using the OSCaR system. So we'll look at how a Primero caseworker can send a referral to any agency using OSCaR, how a caseworker using OSCaR can accept that referral, and then what is the process for sending a second government referral to an NGO. So I will switch over to the Primero system. So here usually, it's important to note that any caseworker using Primero can send a referral to an agency that is using OSCaR. So typically you will start with an existing case where you already have a child registered. You have the basic information in the child registered in the system. Have a MoSVY code, the name, gender, date of birth, and the location. At this point, you will have filled in the main protection concern related to the case. And you also have made sure that consent of the individual is obtained and the consent is registered here in the system. You will have done the assessment of the child and you have a case plan in place. Ideally, you will have the case plan approved by the manager. And also you have provided services on your side. So at this point, what you want to do is define other services that you would like the partner non-governmental agency to provide and refer that for them to the OSCaR system. So the way to do that is if you're in case plan under services, you click the edit button.
Sorry, Rita, can you zoom in a little bit? It's a bit small.
Of course, it's small. Of course, is it better?
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, perfect, cool. Thanks, Pedro. So I'm under case plan services and click the edit button here. So I have the option now to add a new service to the case plan of the case. So here, if you're referring to an agency using OSCaR, you'll need to select referral to OSCaR and select the type of service you would like the partner agency to provide for this child.
And just a quick note here, there are both services as well as service subtypes. So for example, counseling, Rita, can you click into subtype?
Of course.
Counseling has many different subtypes that you can choose from. So it's important that you pick subtypes that correspond to the main service type, but you can select multiple subtypes for every service. But if you want to send 2 different services, then you might create multiple different records. But for one referral, you can fill out this and send multiple sub-services, as well as later on specify notes for the OSCaR caseworker.
Yeah, thanks, Alexa. So if you're selecting a different service, then you have here all the service subtype options as well for that service. You have an option to add an implementation timeframe and when you would like the service to be implemented. This is not necessary, but you can do it. If you have already coordinated with your partner caseworker about the referral and you agreed on an appointment date, then you can add that here as well. So for implementing agency, you will need to select here the agency that you are referring to. Only for now, for these for testing, we will use this test demo agency. And under that, you will need to select the service provider name. So the service provider name will depend on the implementing agency. So you will have a different option for each agency. You will not find caseworker names here. So it is just the user for that for the agency that you are selecting. So for testing, we will need to use demo and agency demo user. You can also select service location if it's known at this point. So once you're done, if you click save, and here you have this new option for this new service that you just created. You have an option to refer. So if you click refer, you have this referral note that you can fill in. So an important part here is the notes. So here you can leave exact notes for your partner caseworker on exactly what kind of service you would like for this case to be provided.
So to just emphasize here, this notes section is where you can add additional details for the OSCaR caseworkers. So there are additional note sections on the services, but it's in this pop-up window where you should provide specific notes. For the OSCaR users, whatever the Primero caseworker provides here, this is what you will see in your OSCaR system.
And we will switch over to that in a few minutes. So you will see how this appears on the OSCaR side. So then as you submit, you will have this notification on the top of the page that the case is successfully referred. You can also track this referral under other forms and going into referrals and transfers. So I have here this just referred case with the date. So now this is when the synchronization, the data transfer between the two systems takes place. And then we can switch over to the OSCaR side and see how this case appears. Before we do that, do you have any questions about the process at this point? If there are any questions, please feel free to unmute and ask, or you can just leave your questions in the chat box as well. If there are no questions just yet, let's switch over to OSCaR.
And as Rita switches over to OSCaR, for Primero users, just remember important things here are to be sure that you are providing consent for the case. If consent is provided, then the automation will not automatically sync these referrals and you cannot refer to an external organization. And then remember, case plan is where you can complete a service record and choose to refer one service to an NGO agency. And once you send that referral through this interface, the solution will automatically sync and send that referral to the OSCaR system. And that's what Rita is going to show us next, is what it looks like on the OSCaR side. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask now or to leave it in the chat.
So I switched over to the OSCaR system, and as you log in, you have this, let me zoom in again. You have this notification icon, and it says the number of new referral clients. So if you click into that, it will load the list of all the referred clients that haven't yet been accepted. You will see the newest, most recent one at the very bottom of the list. So the new ones appear at the bottom. So this is the case that I just sent from Primero. I click into the case. There's a couple of steps to go through to be able to accept the case as a referral. So this portion looks very much like when you're creating a new client in OSCaR. You will need to add the receiving staff member, the date, and the caseworker. So we're using just these test accounts here. You also see the details of the caseworker that referred this case from Primero. And as a source, you will have MoSVY external system here. So you will know that this is coming from, the referral is coming from MoSVY.
So please note, at this time, we do not have the ability to send the email addresses for Primero caseworkers, but you will receive the Primero, the MoSVY caseworker name, as well as the phone number. So if you have any questions about the new referral, you have their contact information to follow up and to ask questions. But these referral notifications should be the same as all other OSCaR referrals, both in the notification that you will see in the top right, as well as if you have email notifications enabled, you should also receive email notifications as an OSCaR user.
As you reviewed the referral information, you can click next, and here you have the client's details. So name, gender, date of birth, and the location that was specified on the Primero side. Click next again. Any more information, this is not coming from Primero, that you can edit here if you have it after consultation with the caseworker. And here again, you can specify the other background vulnerability information. And an important point here is you see when the caseworker on the government side in Primero added a note, this you can view it here. This is specifying the exact service that they would ask you to provide. So click on next, and then we can save the case. You have the option to create a family record or attach the client to an existing family. So just select no and have it as a standalone case. So now you're saving all the information received. You may need to also complete a screening assessment before being able to accept the referral. And once this is done, you can go back to the client's main information page. And accept or reject the referral. So just add the accepted date. So here you can, you have an overview of all the details of the referral. So there is an OSCaR short ID created. You have the basic information, age, gender, location. You also have here under relevant referral information, the notes that were left by the caseworker referring the case. If you scroll further down, you have under case histories, you have internal referral, MoSVY external system. So if you click on the icon next to that, you can also see again the details of the referral, the details of the referee, and the notes.
And one very important thing about this client ID, Rita, can you please highlight that example? Yes. So Primero users, this OSCaR short ID will also be saved in the Primero system on cases. So if you ever need to coordinate with an OSCaR NGO user, and OSCaR users, if you ever need to communicate with a Primero user or a MoSVY, you can use this client ID as a secure reference for the case. And this will be a unique ID for cases in your NGO. And you can use this rather than the client's details to reference cases and to search cases in either system.
Thanks, Alexa. So this was the process for accepting a case referred from MoSVY to an NGO using OSCaR. Again, do you have any questions? If so, please feel free to share or just send them in the chats. So let's look at quickly how you can send a second referral from Primero to an NGO using OSCaR. So to be able to do this, first, the Primero caseworker will need to go back to the case plan under services, the same menu as used before, and the same way edit the case and add a new service. So we'll just go through the exact same process of adding a referral to OSCaR, selecting the type of service and the subtype. And then save and then refer. Oops, let me see if I can, let me retry this. But the important point here is that you have to, again, create a new service. Oh yeah, I didn't have implementing agency. So select implementing agency and the service provider. And then I think I have every detail added. Maybe not. I will check what the problem here could be. But what you need to do is create another service as you did before. Select again, refer, add notes, and refer to OSCAR. But then,
Rita, is it because you refer the same client?
so what we're trying to do is referring the same client once again. So we should be able to add to create a second referral of the same client. And normally that's possible. So I will just have to check.
So everyone, there seems to be a minor technical error, but the key information here is for Primero users, you can create a second or third or fourth service to refer to the same agency. So if, for example, if you're a MoSVY user and you want to send a referral to children and families, the first time you send that referral, you can go through this process and create a service through the case plan. Now, if later on, let's say 1 month later, you want to send a second referral to children and families, you can register the service in the Primero system, but you will need to call the children and families caseworker. So you'll actually need to pick up the phone and contact that other NGO. And same with OSCAR users. The first time you send a referral to Primero users, you can use the system to automatically send that referral. But if for the same client, you want to send a second or third or fourth referral for that same client that has already been referred, again, you will need to call. At this time, the automation does not support second or third or fourth or subsequent referrals. So Rita, can you maybe show us where in Primero you can see if a service has already been referred?
Sorry, Alex and Rita. Panet is asking me to explain in Khmer.
Thank you Pedro and Alasa អរគុណ Pedro ខ្ញុំចង់សូមបញ្ជាក់តិចដោយសារតែគាត់បង្ហាញមិញពីលោយើងមានចំណុចណាយើងអត់ទាន់ច្បាស់ណាអញ្ចឹងមិញគាត់បង្ហាញពីការធ្វើ referral ពីប្រព័ន្ធ Primero ទៅ OSCaR ដោយគាត់បង្ហាញត្រួសនៅក្នុងប្រព័ន្ធ Primero យើងធ្វើ referral នៅកន្លែងណាគឺយើងធ្វើនៅកន្លែងផ្ដល់សេវាហើយមានចំណាត់ថ្នាក់នៃការផ្ដល់សេវាអញ្ចឹងគាត់បានបង្ហាញមកហើយបន្ទាប់មកមាន button មួយដែលចុច referral ដូចយើងខាង Primero យើង training កន្លងមកយើងបានដឹងហើយកន្លែងហ្នឹងយើងចុច referral ទៅដើម្បី refer ទៅប្រព័ន្ធ OSCaR បន្ទាប់មកគាត់បើកប្រព័ន្ធ OSCaR មួយដើម្បីបង្ហាញថាតើរូបរាងពេលដែលយើង referral ទៅ Primero នៅក្នុង OSCaR បង្ហាញរបៀបមិនខ្លះអញ្ចឹងគាត់បានបង្ហាញមិញនៅពេលដែលយើងដាក់ note ពេលយើងចុច referral มันមាន note មួយឲ្យយើង note អញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុង OSCaR បង្ហាញ note នឹងប្រាប់ថា referral សម្រាប់ករណីអីមួយអញ្ចឹងចេញមកកន្លែងហ្នឹងហើយបន្តមកទៀតករណីពេលដែល Primero case worker អ្នកបុគ្គលិកសង្គមនៅខាង Primero មិនគាត់ refer case ទៅ OSCaR បង្ហាញឈ្មោះគាត់ហើយនឹងលេខទូរស័ព្ទគាត់ពេលដែលគាត់ចុចទៅអញ្ចឹងខាង OSCaR ទទួលបានព័ត៌មានហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងធម្មតាពេលយើងមុន referral យើងមានតំណែងតំណងគ្នាភាសាគ្នាហើយរវាងខាងបុគ្គលិកសង្គមហើយនិងបុគ្គលិកខាង NGO ដែល refer case ណាមួយមុននឹងយើងប្រើប្រព័ន្ធហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងមានថាយើងបានយល់គ្នាហើយគ្រាន់ថាព័ត៌មានយើងឃើញនៅក្នុង OSCaR របៀបម៉េចដែលគាត់បង្ហាញមិញហ្នឹងហើយគាត់បានបញ្ជាក់ផងដែរបើសិនយើង refer ម្ដងយើងប្រើតាមប្រព័ន្ធចុចទៅតែពេលទី2ទី3យើងក៏តាក់ទងផ្ទាល់ទៅខាង OSCaR ប្រហែលយើងមិនបាច់ទៅ refer ច្រើនដងទេហ្នឹងដែលគាត់បញ្ជាក់មិញចុងក្រោយគ្នាយើងមានសំណួរអីត្រូវសួរគាត់ទេអត់ច្បាស់កន្លែងណាអីមកដល់ថ្នាក់ហ្នឹងសួរគាត់ហើយទៅមុននឹងគាត់ move ទៅចំណុចតបទៀត So I'm checking with participants if they have any question before you move forward.
Thank you.
សួស្តីប្រទេសខ្ញុំអត់មានជាសំណួរទេប៉ុន្តែគ្រាន់តែចង់ make sure ថាអញ្ចឹង client ដដែលហ្នឹងបើយើងចង់ refer សេវានឹងលើកទី2ឬក៏លើកទី3នឹងដាច់ខាតយើងអាចបញ្ជូនទៅតាម system ឯណោះយើងគ្រាន់តែអាច telephone call បានទេណាណែ
ខ្ញុំអាចឆ្លើយបានបងដោយសារខ្ញុំយល់ពី process ហ្នឹងដែរបងខ្ញុំសំអល់ពីខាងសម្រាប់ការបញ្ជូនការបញ្ជូន client ដដែលទៅអង្គការដដែលសម្រាប់លើកទី2លើកទី3យើងត្រូវ confirm តាម phone call ណាបងអាចដើម្បីឲ្យខាង OSCAR team គាត់ update សេវាដែលខាងក្រសួងបញ្ជូនមកលើកទី2ហ្នឹងបងប៉ុន្តែបើសិនបើ client នឹងដដែលបញ្ជូនទៅអង្គការផ្សេងដែលអត់ធ្លាប់បានបញ្ជូនពីមុនទេអាហ្នឹងយើងប្រើតាម automatic តាមដដែលបាទ
ទៅអង្គការដដែលតែដៃគូដដែលគឺយើងមិនបញ្ជូនទៅតាម system យើងគ្រាន់តែ telephone បញ្ជាក់ឬក៏ confirm ហ្នឹងណាបើទៅដៃគូថ្មីចា
បាទ
ចាអូខេតោះហ្នឹងចឹងអរគុណបន្តិចបងអាហ្នឹង case មួយបងច្រើនអាហ្នឹងអត់ call ទី3ទៅត្រូវបញ្ជូនរៀងខ្លួនថែមធម្មតាលើកលែងតែយើងបញ្ជូន case ហ្នឹងលើកតែមួយហ្នឹងលើកទី2ចឹងយល់ហើយ case ដដែលហ្នឹងបញ្ជូនទៅ2ដងយើងគ្រាន់ telephone call បើ case ថ្មីតែខាតត្រូវតែបញ្ជូនតាម system ចាបងPedro or Alasa, could I ask for clarification? Maybe I'm not clear earlier or I missed point regarding the second referral and third referral. We cannot send through the system, but to call the case worker in OSCAR side. But is it for the same for similar service or different one? I mean,
yeah, go ahead, Alex.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. It can be either for a different service or for a similar one. The point is, with the interoperability the way we have now, it's only possible to refer once automatically. So if you need to refer an additional service, you have to do it without using Primero or OSCaR. So like you have to call the other caseworker, and then you can manually input in the system that you are doing this and that you are coordinating, but the system will not send it automatically.
So you mean that there's a place that we can update all of this process, right? So there's a record in the system of the history of referral.
Yeah, you still create a new service, right? But then you are not able to refer automatically. So you will have to do the external referral process and you coordinate by phone or email. And once the service is implemented, you can go back to the service form and you can make note of the implementation date to close the loop. So you will have this service registered in the system.
So you can register as many services you want, but only the first service will be sent automatically to the OSCAR system. So as a Primero user, if you want to notify OSCAR users of additional services you have registered, you need to call the caseworker to let them know, because only that first service record will be shared automatically.
Okay. Panet Kobasan. Panet. Chẳng mà sân chia Primero có việc căn cả đại gang Primero nó có call tới OSCARឲ្យ provide service ទី2ទៅកាន់អតិថិជនមួយហ្នឹងណាអញ្ចឹងខាង OSCAR ត្រូវតែ manual type ចូលដែរមែនទេចានិយាយរួមតាមការភាសាមានតែអញ្ចឹងខាងយើង menu ហើយខាងនោះក៏ menu ដែរតែចំណុចហ្នឹងយើងនឹងភាសាទៀតណាអ្នកគ្រូដោយសារខ្ញុំទៅដឹងករណីហ្នឹងដែរហើយជា develop ក្រោយៗទៀតអញ្ ចឹងយើងថៃទៀតត្រូវពិសាគ្នាទៀតណាដើម្បីឲ្យច្បាស់កន្លែងហ្នឹង
ហ្នឹងហើយឥឡូវរកវិធីណាឲ្យស្រួលខ្ញុំគិតថាមួយខេសពីរខេសវាអត់បញ្ហាទេទូរស័ព្ទទៅឬក៏វាយបញ្ចូលអីណា
ហ្នឹងហើយ
ដល់ពេលខេសច្រើនពេកខ្ញុំអាចថាខ្លាច់ភ្លេចផងខ្លាច់អីផងដែរណា
ហើយចាំមើលខ្ញុំតែមិនដឹងដែរក្នុង training ដែរប្រហែលជាគាត់ប្រសេសមកពិភាក្សាកន្លងមកមួយតែអីចាំមើលយើងពិភាក្សាគ្នាទៀតអ្នកគ្រូចឹងល្អអូខេលើកប៉ុណ្ណឹងចាគេចឲ្យគាត់តទៀតអញ្ចឹង Thank you so much Alaska. Let's continue and we will discuss later about the second and third referral letter.
Great. And one other question came up in the chat. The automation checks for duplicates. So you do not need to be concerned about duplicates. So the system is checking for IDs between the system. So again, this is just the current setup is where only the first referrals are sent automatically. In future versions, we're hoping that we can expand the functionality in the OSCaR system to support second and third and fourth referrals. But for now, only the first one will be shared, and duplicate checking will be done when that information is shared.
And another thing.
Thank you, Alaska, for the update.
There's one more thing that came up for tracking cases. So here, if you're here under case plan and services, and you have the services listed, so you can, you have the list of the service that you provided yourself on the government side, and the one that you referred to OSCaR. So normally you're in communication with your NGO caseworker partner about the updates of the case. And once it is confirmed that it's closed, you can add the implementation date here. And once to be able to close the case on your side, or close that service. So this would normally just update the service as implemented. So we'll check on these small errors here, but you have a service implemented on field. So once you update it and save, then this would update to implemented. So this concludes the process from sending referrals from the government side to NGO agencies and accepting and tracking cases. So now let's switch over to agencies using OSCaR and look at how they can refer a case to Primero. And after that, we will go on to do some practice. So I switched over to OSCaR, and I have a client that I created already here in OSCaR. So just added name, gender, date of birth, and the basic information. So this is the case that we would like to refer for handling to MoSVY. So to be able to do that, we usually need to enroll the client into a program stream using enroll client to program streams option. So here I will select a test program stream able final and enroll the client. add enrollment date and select a reason for enrolling into program stream and save. And then going back to the client main information page, let me do this. Just go back here to the info page. So here you have the short OSCaR ID of the client, the same one that you have here that you can use for reference when communicating with your caseworker partners on the MoSVY side. So now that the client is enrolled in a program stream, we can go to refer client, and we have the option to select MoSVY external system. So again, we have referral date, all the basic information. You can add your contact. And again, here is an important part to be able to add notes for the caseworker you are referring to. And consent is also an important part. Here you have to have already a consent form that's filled out, and you have to upload it here. So I just have a sample file here to upload. So basic information filled in, referring to MoSVY external system, contact number, reason for referral, for the information of your caseworker partner, and consent, and then click save. So you have the overview.
Reader, I think you skip specify the service type in the protocol.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right. I was exactly. So you have this. Sorry, you have the. It's an important point indeed. So you have the exact service type you can choose from to specify the service you need. Thanks, Amal. And you can choose multiple services here. So we were talking about counseling.
So Primero caseworkers, whatever the OSCaR user selects here, this is what shows up to you on the Primero side of the system. So for example, if Rita selects multiple counseling services, that will show up on the Primero side. So OSCaR caseworkers, this is really important to be specific around which services you would like to refer. So that way the Primero caseworker knows exactly what type of services are needed for this child.
Yes, thanks both. So this is under type of service. So here, yes, you can specify the exact service and then add general additional notes on the specifics of what you're requesting. So let's go ahead and save.
And another note for OSCaR caseworkers, please provide your phone number. That will need to be shared so that way the Primero caseworker knows how to contact you if there are any questions.
So we can overview this referral information again here at the main information page of the client. And you have this identification number, this short OSCAR ID that you can share with your partner caseworker when talking about and identifying cases. You also have a so-called global identity. So this is a long OSCAR ID that you can also use in the Primero system to look up cases. So once the client information and the referral information is saved, it will be synced over to Primero. So I will just use this, take this ID, and let's look at what the MoSVY side caseworkers see when they are receiving referrals from OSCAR. So under cases, you can use the search box to search for cases, but also you have a list of the most recent cases. And you can just click into the ID. Let me see if we have received the referral from OSCAR. Let me search for this one. Yes. So these are the recent cases, and this is our referral from OSCAR. So you can overview the client's details on the child detail page as usual. So you have the OSCAR code, the long one and short one, both displayed here, together with the details of the case, name, sex, date of birth, and location. And if you go over to case plan services, you will be able to see the notes that the caseworker, the NGO caseworker provided for referral.
And Rita, can you please click into that counseling service as well?
Yes, I'm just coming there. So you want to go ahead? Sure, continue.
Hi, Rita.
Hey.
May I ask a clarification and a follow-up question to the case referred from OSCAR to Primero? And it seems like there is no notification or anything on the dashboard of Primero, but we have to check check cases using the long code provided by OSCAR. Whether there is any other simpler way to do it?
There will be, this will show up on the dashboard for provincial focal point users. Pedro, can you describe that process a little bit more?
Yes, sure. I would even suggest we can log in as a provincial focal point. We can do a test run for that. So in OSCAR, if you create a case to a specific province, we can log in as the provincial focal point for that province and show how it looks. Or just test with this case.
Sure. can we look at this case? Should I stop sharing so you can share and show us the process?
Yeah, Rita, if you want to look at record information, we can see which case this was referred to. This is just a demo case. So we'll have to, Pedro, I'm wondering if maybe at the end of this, we should come back, or should we click through right now and create a new case?
We can use this one.
This right now is just owned by the agency demo user.
So this one was not referred. Yeah, give me a second. I will share my screen.
So while Pedro's just pulling this up, so again, to recap, for Primero users, when case referrals are received from the OSCaR system, based off of the case location, so depending on where that referring OSCaR agency is based, cases will be directed to the relevant Primero focal point user. So those will show up on the dashboards, and that is a way to see these new referrals coming in. Alternatively, you can use the case ID, both the OSCaR long form ID as well as the short form ID, to search for cases in the Primero system. So either way will work, but the new cases will show up on the dashboards.
Alaska, so during this training, are we going to also test with provincial focal point how they receive the referral look like and assign to the caseworker as well?
Yeah, so we can do that as part of tomorrow's practice. So today is more of an overview. We'll do some basic referral practice, but tomorrow we'll be breaking out into different teams. So maybe what we can do is, if we have any provincial focal point users, we can walk through that flow specifically tomorrow. Pennant, how many provincial focal point users do we have on today's call?
So actually only one from Punjab province, but for the participant, we actually created each one of us has also manager user, because as a TOT, we need to know both, and we can do that as well.
Okay, great. Then I recommend tomorrow what we can do is we can work with all Primero users that have the provincial focal point user access, and we can walk through this flow in detail. So then Rita and Pedro, I think maybe let's spend some focused time with those Primero users around this flow tomorrow, and rather today stick to the overview.
Yeah, thank you. I think that would be great.
Sure.
Sounds good. So let's go back to our case that we got just received from Primero. So we're looking at, under case plan and services, we're looking at the notes that were provided by the NGO caseworker for the Primero MoSVY caseworker. And here you have all the assigned services for the case, and each one under type of response. You will see here, this one is being provided by the OSCaR partner. So this is not something to work on. And if you click into each of these services, you will see the details of the services provided by the OSCaR partner. And then for the service that is requested to be provided by the government MoSVY caseworker, will be marked as a referral from OSCaR.
So just an additional clarification for Primero users. Just so you know, in the OSCaR system, OSCAR users can assign clients or cases to program streams. And when they enroll these cases into different program streams, the OSCAR team then records that they're providing different services to these cases as part of that program. However, only specific services may be referred to Primero. So those services which there is a referral request, it will have that very specific type of response referral from OSCAR. And that's the referral where the OSCAR agency is asking for support from the MoSVY caseworker. The additional services, and Rita, can you scroll up? The other services shown here are just additional information. So these are, like, for example, medical support, family-based care are services that the OSCAR NGO is providing. And this just gives you additional information about what this child is receiving, but only the counseling service in this case is what requires your attention for the referral. Are there any questions there?
No question from us so far.
Okay, great. So then that's one OSCAR referral form creates multiple services in Primero. And then the one service in Primero creates the one referral in OSCAR. So that's how the information is shared between the two. So OSCAR users, all you need to worry about is that one external referral form.
I think this is all for creating a first referral. So just to quickly overview on how to send a second referral from OSCAR to MoSVY caseworkers. So similarly to the previous case, you will have to coordinate over, like, offline over phone calls if you want to send a second referral to a MoSVY caseworker. So you would need to call the Primero caseworker with the referral information and use the OSCAR short ID to specify exactly which case you would like to add a second referral to. And then on the Primero side, the MoSVY caseworker will need to update the case plan and add the new service that they need to provide in addition. So this is also an offline coordination process where you are just manually updating the system to track services, but the coordination with the referral you need to do offline over phone calls or email. Any questions around it?
Rita, can you show us how an OSCAR user can check whether a referral has already been sent to MoSVY?
So tracking the external referrals is possible under case histories.
So OSCAR users, you should only be sending one referral to the MoSVY system. Only the first referral will be automatically sent to Primero. So again, if you need to send a second referral for that same client to MoSVY, you need to call the caseworker to provide that subsequent referral information. Kenneth, can I ask you to maybe translate that in Khmer and just re-emphasize that process?
Hello, Alaska.
Hi, do you mind translating this and just confirming to everyone again that only one external referral form to MoSVY can be sent from the OSCaR system, and that second and third and so on referrals for the same client should be communicated over the phone, just the same way as it is with Primero to OSCaR.
ចឹង Alaska គាត់ចង់បញ្ជាក់ថាករណីដែលយើងបញ្ជូនឬទទួលសេវានៅ Primero ពី OSCaR ទៅ Primero គឺដូចគាត់បង្ហាញពី Primero ទៅ OSCaR ដែរគឺអាច refer តែម្ដងនេះករណី refer ក្រោយទៀតយើងត្រូវតាក់ទងតាមទូរស័ព្ទ
Alexa, can I add?
Please.
Thanks. បាទខ្ញុំចង់បញ្ជាក់បន្តិចថាfunction បច្ចុប្បន្ននេះវាអត់ទាន់ support ការបញ្ជូន client ដដែលពី OSCaR ទៅ Primero ណាបើសិនបើយើងវា support បញ្ជូនលើកទី1តែបញ្ជូនលើកទី2យើងត្រូវការ call ទៅ MoSVY focal point ដែលគាត់ឧទាហរណ៍ថា client ហ្នឹងគាត់ប្រចាំនៅខេត្តកណ្ដាលអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងគាត់ត្រូវ call ទៅខេត្តកណ្ដាលបើសិនបើ client ហ្នឹងត្រូវបញ្ជូនឬក៏ client ហ្នឹងត្រូវមានន័យថាចង់បានអន្តរាគមន៍ឬក៏សេវាពីខាងfocal point នៅខេត្តកណ្ដាលហ្នឹងឲ្យគាត់ជួយទៅលើករណីដដែលសម្រាប់មានន័យថាករណីហ្នឹងបានបញ្ជូនមុនម្ដងហើយប៉ុន្តែយើងបញ្ជូនលើកទី2ដើម្បីរកសេវាផ្សេងអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវការតាម phone call អាហ្នឹងនីតិវិធីដែលយើងធ្វើបច្ចុប្បន្នប៉ុន្តែនៅថ្ងៃអនាគតនៅក្នុង page ផ្សេងទៅមុខទៀតយើងនឹងដាក់បញ្ចូលមុខងារដែលអាចឲ្យទាំង Primero បញ្ជូនមក OSCaR ហើយនិងពី OSCaR ទៅ Primero សម្រាប់ client ដដែលប៉ុន្តែដោយឡែកសម្រាប់ការ record យើងអាច manual យើងអាច call ក៏ប៉ុន្តែក្នុងការ record យើងអាចបង្កើតយើងអាចសរសេរ case note នៅក្នុង OSCaR តាក់ទងមួយការបញ្ជូននឹងបានបាទនឹងបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះណាប៉ុន្តែនៅថ្ងៃអនាគតវានឹង record ជាប់នៅក្នុងការនៅក្នុង case history ដែលបញ្ជូនជាលើកទី2ប៉ុន្តែបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះយើងដើម្បី record keeping យើងសរសេរជា case note សិនដើម្បីបង្ហាញថាយើងបានបញ្ជូន case ហ្នឹងជាលើកទី2ទៅ Primero បាទអរគុណ
Any additional questions that came up around this? If there's no more questions at this point, I would like to give you the opportunity to practice a little bit. So I would like to ask caseworkers that are using Primero to either pick an existing case or create a new one and create a referral for an agency using OSCaR. And the agency caseworkers who are using OSCaR, please create a client in OSCaR and refer it to Primero. If there are any questions during the process, please just either go ahead and just unmute yourself and ask, or you can just post it in the chat as well. So we're sitting here monitoring. And also once you have been able to create a case and refer, please send just the link of the case to the chat so that we can we can see the new cases, and then later on we will switch over to accepting. But first of all, I would like to ask everyone on each side to please go ahead, create a new client or new case, and refer it to the other system. Do you have any questions on what's next and what the practice is?
Rita, maybe you can walk us through the OSCaR process and then the Primero process as people are doing this.
Okay, sure. Sure. So
And
for OSCaR.
Yeah, just so OSCaR users that do not have access to the system, we'll work on getting you access for tomorrow so that way you can practice. But for now, you can watch how Rita is registering this new client and sending a service. So meanwhile, Primero users, please practice the same on the Primero side and send a chat when you have successfully sent a service for referral.
So on the OSCaR side, I'll just go and create a new client under the clients menu. Add the new client. So this is the same information sheet that we've seen before when we were accepting a referral. So first, need to provide the administrative information of who's handling the case. This is staff member, date of referral, and the assigned staff member. For creating this new client, we can just use anonymous referee. Here we have under referral source category, we have the option to select which agency the referral is coming from. And have the list of the relevant agencies under that category listed here. And then go on to the next page. So on the client referral information page, we can add details of the client. Let me use a known one. So we add gender, date of birth, and location information.
And remember, OSCaR caseworkers, it's really important to specify the location of the case, and that ensures it gets assigned to the correct Primero MoSVY user. So again, Primero users, whatever the OSCaR caseworker assigns here, that will determine the provincial focal point that is assigned the new case.
So once this is done, we can head over to the next information portion. If there's any more client information to add. Again, additional information on child history and family history. Any legal documentation that you have for the client. Whether you would like to create a new family record or attach the client to an existing family record. I would just leave it to individual. Once it's created, in some cases, you will need to complete the screening assessment before finalizing. So this relates to the family background of the client. And once this is done, you can go back to the client's main page and accept with the date. So we have created a new client, and you have the verify if we have all the necessary information. And then we can enroll the client into the relevant program streams. So I will use this able final for testing. And when the client was enrolled into the program and the reason for enrollment, and save. As we scroll down to case histories, we see that the program stream enrollment appear here. So now the case is ready for referral. You can do this under refer client, refer to MoSVY external system. We have the client information where we're referring to. You can enter contact number and the referral reason. So this is the note that the caseworker on the Primero side will see as a note specifying the request for referral. And under type of service, you can select from the list exactly which service or services you would like the MoSVY caseworker to give to the client. And you would need to let me add another one. Also provide consent in the form of an already existing consent form that you have to upload here. So once this is filled, you click save, then the referral will be sent to the MoSVY Primero system. Here again, you have an overview of the details of the referral, exactly what you requested. And you can also see the client ID, the short OSCaR number here. So if you need to coordinate with the caseworker on the Primero side, you can use this ID to be able to find the client in the Primero system.
Any OSCaR users, do you have questions about this flow? You can either ask them now or leave them in the chat.
Maybe not.
I think it's pretty straightforward, Alexa.
Okay, great, Tim. So thank you, everyone. Tomorrow we'll be doing more in-depth practice. So any OSCaR users that did not have access to the system, we'll make sure that you can get access to the demo site. And tomorrow we'll be doing more practice and with the Primero caseworkers. So Rita, maybe we could switch over to the Primero side and just to see if that team has any questions.
Yes, so should I walk through the process again? I don't know. How Primero team, how are you all doing? How are you getting along with creating a case and referring?
Hello, Alaska. So we are still developing the referral case, including our caseworker. So we still in the process.
Okay, great. Let's wait for a couple of minutes for you to be able to finalize. Until then, on the OSCaR side, we can take a look at how to accept clients from Primero. You can find new referrals using the notification icon. And clicking on new referral clients. the newest ones will be at the bottom of the list. So as you open the referred client, you need to fill in the same information as before. So have to specify the staff member that is receiving the referral and which caseworker will be assigned. And you have the details of the referring case team or caseworker. So this is an earlier referral. So let me wait for to receive a new case from the Primero team, so we can walk through the whole process.
And Rita, just in the chat, it looks like Sadet has successfully referred a case from OSCAR to Primero. So I'm wondering if we can look up this case in the Primero system.
Let me see. Okay, I have it.
So thank you, Sadet. We're now going to show you what your case looks like on the Primero side.
So we'll just search for the case. Let's see. So here we go.
So Sadet, does this look like your case?
Yeah, I think so, because his name in the report. Thì đấy, case nâng trâu ấy thì đấy.
Thở Yes, that's my case.
Great.
So Rita, it seems that this is a case that was not referred. So we just have access to the basic information.
I see. So this is a case that has been created in OSCAR, but it hasn't yet been referred to the Primero system.
Can we navigate to case plan? To services. Well, we see the service here.
Yeah, it looks like it's been successfully referred. It is. Let me just. So we have this referral from OSCAR in progress. Notification. So if we check under case plan services, we see the referral notes from OSCAR. And if we look at the services, then we see this is the family-based care domestic adoption support is the service that is requested from the NGO to be implemented by the caseworker using Primero.
Đây mìnhបញ្ជូនមិញករណីហ្នឹងត្រូវការសេវាតាក់ទងមួយ family based care ត្រូវហ៎
ត្រូវហើយបាទខ្ញុំបញ្ជូន
Okay.
Rita, can you double check the case owner in the record information?
Let me check. Previous owner.
The OSCAR user.
On top. Caseworker code. Yeah. So Alexa, there's something here because the referral should be assigned to the provincial focal point of this location.
We'll check that out, Pedro, for tomorrow for that provincial focal point walkthrough.
Thanks.
Hello, Pedro Alaska. Regarding the organization we are referring to, we can choose any, right? Not just demo, right? I mean for this training.
Yes, you can choose any normally, but for the training, please use demo.
Oh, okay. So I need to refer again then because I choose different. Okay.
You can choose a different one. We just won't be able to pull it up in the demo site.
Okay. Noted. Thank you.
Aneta. Anet
ចាអ្នកគ្រូ
អាហ្នឹងតើតែយើង fill in គ្រប់ information របស់ child ហើយរបស់នឹង family assessment នេះអស់សិនណាបានយើងអាច refer ទៅឬក៏
អត់ទេអ្នកគ្រូមិនបាច់ទេគ្រាន់ពេញព័ត៌មាន intake ហើយនឹង consent form ហើយនឹង service form ហ្នឹងបានហើយចា
អូខេ
training យើង
អូខេ
អ
Annette, how are you getting along on the Primero side? Okay, great. So send a referral to OSCaR. Let me make sure that the systems are synced. So we'll switch over to Open Function and make sure that the data is going through. So this is something that is done automatically at regular times. But just to make sure, so I switch over to OSCaR and look at the new referrals. So scrolling down. Let's see. Okay, so we have Manglang referred. So we will be able to see the details in a minute once we fill out the needed information for receiving the case. So does this look like the case you referred? Manglang, was this yours?
Bong Mai Lang nâng case bong của chun mấy bong.
ខែបងភាបញ្ជូនដាក់ឈ្មោះមីងឡាន
Okay.
So here the agency caseworker can review the information that has been sent from Primero and go ahead and accept it the way that we did before. Add any necessary additional information and accept. So this is how it looks in real time, how a referral from the Primero side comes through in OSCaR. Do you have any questions that that came up during practicing on your side, or anything else that you thought of so far? Colleagues on the Primero side or colleagues on the OSCaR side? So if there are no new questions at this point, then this is what we wanted to cover in this training. Until tomorrow, if you feel like, feel free to practice. We will make sure for the OSCAR team to have access for you to the system tomorrow, so that you can practice hands-on. If you have any questions before tomorrow's training, feel free to send us an email. I will share my my contact here in the chat. What we're going to do tomorrow at the same time from 1 p.m. is have you practice a little bit how to teach the workings of the system to one another, so you can get a little bit of practice on walking through someone else and showing the details of the process and of the program. And after that, we can talk through any questions that came up, or if you have any questions around doing training yourself. And tomorrow we will also dive into how a regional focal point will be able to see and manage referred cases. So that was it for today. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your active participation and questions. Pedro, do you have anything to add?
Hi, thank you so much, Rita. I would just like to highlight the differences between the cases being referred to Primero versus the cases that are shared for duplicate prevention purposes. I know this was a concern, and I want it to be clear for everyone.
Okay, so in case there was a case that is shared without a referral between OSCAR and Primero, then it's only the basic information basic information of the case that is available. And I think it is only the system administrators that have access to those cases. Is that right, Pedro?
Yeah. So if you allow me, I will share my screen.
Oh, please.
And I can show. Yeah, so here I'm logged in the training environment as a system administrator. And I can see here in this column who is the social worker that's responsible for the case, right? And what you see here is that these demo users are users that we created specifically to receive the cases from the different agencies. So we have an agency, if you see here, I can show you. Yeah, here you can see we have a generic user for each one of the agencies using OSCAR. So let's say agency CIF would be for children in families. So what this means is that every case is created in children in families will be assigned to this generic agency CIF user in Primero. But because this is only for duplicate prevention, there is no sensitive information being shared. It's only basic information. It's only the name, the sex, date of birth, and location. So I will open one of these cases. So obviously now everything is from the demo user because this is the testing we are doing with this demo agency. But just to show you when I open one of these cases, I have sex, date of birth, age. In this case, I don't even have location because in the OSCAR side it was not filled in, just testing cases. And in the case plan and services, I have nothing. Okay, and this is only visible by the system admin, as mentioned, because no one else has access to these cases. So there is not this agency demo user. It's not an actual person. So we don't have an actual user that will log in with this user. Okay, this is just generic, created on purpose to receive these cases. So only the system admin can see even this basic information. On the other hand, if you go to a case that has been referred to a specific agency, what we will see is, let me go back, is this. So a case that was referred in accordance with our interoperability flow will be automatically assigned to the provincial focal point of the province where this child is. So in this situation here, we have a case that was referred from OSCaR to Primero, and this child is living in Battambang. So it was automatically assigned to Battambang provincial focal point, which is this code for casework, for Primero user, sorry. So when I open this case, in addition to the basic identity, and you see the location Battambang. Now, if I go to the services, I will see the services that were requested from OSCaR, and also the services that are being provided by OSCaR. And at this stage, only the provincial focal point is able to see this case that was referred. And what the provincial focal point will do is reassign this case to one of his social workers. And after the reassignment, only the social worker and the provincial focal point will be able to see the referred case. So this is just to explain how we are compartmentalizing the access levels with this interoperability. So is there any questions regarding this? Let me check the chat to see if you wrote something. Okay, not in the chat. Do you have any questions? You may unmute yourselves and ask directly if you want. Okay, so if there are no questions, that's all for today. Thank you so much for your attention, and we will meet tomorrow at the same time. Yes.
Pedro, can I just have a quick provide a quick input into what you have just said about the data sharing?
Yes, of course, please.
Yes. So there's two layers of data sharing in OSCaR. So the default one, every instance of OSCaR will be case to Primero. So it's not an option. It means like the feature is in there for you to refer a case. But for data sharing, currently only 2 organizations among maybe 45 organizations who agree to share the data. So there is a button built in OSCaR which allow individual organization to push and turn it on in order to share the data with Primero. So we will conduct another meeting to go through that piece. So just be aware of that we have built something in OSCaR and we are not handing your even just a basic information is not giving to someone else without your consent is something what I just want to clarify.
Okay, that's understood. Thank you so much. Is there any more questions, comments, suggestions? Panet, is everything okay on the Primero side?
Yeah, I think we have no comments so far. So we're looking forward to the more testing tomorrow.
Okay then. Thank you so much, everyone. Special thanks to Rita and Alexa for facilitating the training. We meet tomorrow at the same time.
Yes, thank you, Rita, Alaska, and Pedro, and everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. See you tomorrow.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
See you
Thanks all.
tomorrow on the same time.
Thank you all. See you.